So if you want to see a competitive card of boxing in Las Vegas, and this is big-time boxing, the world is watching, let's watch on Sunday, main event.
Man, he knows how to travel in style too, doesn't he? Just tell us the story about how he even got to Las Vegas and how do you not get blown away by this sort of travel?
Look, you've got to go by private Learjet, haven't you, from Mexico, fly with the star Canelo. He tweeted this photo out yesterday and, you know, it just shows you how tight Paul Upham is. And, you know, Canelo is the highest paid boxer in the world. He's guaranteed $365 million over 5 years for 10 fights, $36.5 million US a fight. It's incredible the support that he has in Mexico, his home country. They just love Canelo. It's a celebration of Canelo Alvarez this weekend in Las Vegas. And for Upham to be part of it, it's like I said, it's an opportunity of a lifetime to get that in, you know, to the top of boxing. You can't pay for that.
Before we get into the main event, I just want to ask you, though, about that. You did mention at the top he's got a good head on young shoulders, so to speak, in Bilal. But how do you ground yourself after travelling in style like that and being in that sort of environment, seeing the bright lights of Sin City and Vegas? He's got a fight in a couple of days. Is he the sort of guy that can ground himself quickly, and what will the final few days of preparation be like?
This is the test. This is where we'll see how the 25, whether he can handle the pressure and the expectation and the hype. Costa Zoo always told me the hardest thing for boxers to go and win away from home. People underestimate how hard it is to win away from your home country. So to go to Las Vegas and not get caught up in that hoopla of the Canelo experience, that's going to show us a lot. And look, he's only had 21 fights. You know, we're going to see a lot from Bilal because he's going to be fighting at a level we've never seen him before. So this is going to tell us, we're going to learn a lot about Paul Upham. All about it now is just getting the weight right, making sure he weighs in the super middleweight limit, 168 pounds, and not getting too emotional. And when you talk to him, you understand the sort of person that he is, that he hasn't got a big ego, he's not all about the bright lights, and that's what gives me confidence that he can handle it. But until we see it, this is the test. He's been studying, now here's the exam.
Briefly, can you give us an outcome if the Aussie wins? Is it stoppage, distance? What are we talking?
I think he wins by stoppage, maybe 8 to 10 rounds. I think he's just going to work the body really hard and Ryder won't be able to take the pace. And I'm fairly confident, but hey, let's see what happens.
Yeah, I like the script. Let's see if it plays out that way. Certainly enjoying the build-up to this one. We keep talking about Canelo Alvarez and the hoopla that comes with him. It is a massive weekend for all sorts of different reasons, but he's the main fair. How does he shape up against Denny Jacobs? Is this going to be a walk on the park?
No, this is certainly not. You see Jacobs and Canelo standing toe-to-toe. He's about 10 centimetres taller, Jacobs. He's the IBF world champion. Canelo's got the rest of the belts. It's for the undisputed world middleweight title. And you know, Jacobs is in his prime. He's 32. He's known as the miracle man. An amazing story. He was actually diagnosed with bone cancer back in 2011 and 12. He missed 2 years. He came back to win world titles. He had a close loss to Gennady Golovkin, who we saw have 2 close fights recently with Saul Alvarez. But Jacobs is in his prime. He's a big middleweight, and Alvarez is going to be as good. This is as good as a fight at middleweight that Alvarez can make right now. And he's going to be physically the smaller guy. He's going to have to use his skills. He's not the knockout puncher that he was now. But I just think this is a great fight, and I can see either guy winning. It's one of those fights, best on the night. I can't sit here and say Alvarez is going to win easy, and that's what we want to see in boxing. We want to see competitive matches. And if you want to get a pay-per-view, go to the main event this weekend because you will not be disappointed. It's going to be a barn burner.
Not a bad way to spend your Sunday afternoon. You can go through the main event, then flick it back over to Fox Sports and watch all the foot in the afternoon.